Welcome. The art integration team thought it'd be helpful to show you where all the supplies are for all of the art projects on the art integration balcony. So just to show you where we're starting, Matt's office is here up on the 300 level, and it's right on the balcony overlooking the cafeteria, right inside here. So this is a space that houses all of our supplies for art projects. So we wanted to make sure you knew where all the supplies were so that you can come help yourself as well as get inspired. So as you enter in, there is a large selection of materials that circle the whole space. If you start here, as you come in on the right, we have a variety of already organized scrap paper for collage work. We have newspaper, we have the large clipboard boards if you want to do a larger project and have students work more on the floor. Over here it has more of like the arts and crafts type pieces with glue guns and craft sticks, but we also have scrap tissue paper and origami, so a whole variety of materials that you could take a look at. We suggest taking some time to come up and explore a little bit too, because even inside closets are a whole variety of materials, anywhere from glitter to all sorts of different pastes to specific kind of markers like fabric markers, watercolor, colored pencils, things like that. So things that you might want to kind of think about that could tie into an art project. Next to that space, we have a variety of paints, and you'll notice, we just want to take a moment before I do that to thank Christine. Christine has spent a large number of hours reorganizing this whole space and then labeling it so that we can all really use the space well, which you can see here. Notice that all the different types of paint are labeled. We have our famous tennis ball glue that can be used with tissue paper to kind of shellac over, which is a fun thing if you haven't tried that before. All the way up through the watercolor, liquid watercolors. So there's a whole variety of different kinds of paints from acrylic as well. So if you're not sure the difference between these, then I'm sure there's individuals in the school, especially the art integration team, who'd be happy to kind of talk about the benefits to each of the kinds of paint. If you turn to your side here, this is where we have some of the larger pieces of paper, from watercolor to parchment paper, the biosphere. So some of these are specific for grade levels, but then you can kind of take a look. These slide out and you can kind of take a look in what's inside. Here we have some papyrus. You have kind of a natural grain paper as well. These are smaller pieces if you want smaller pieces, but just if we veer over to the left, I guess, you can see the wall full of paper that is organized by color. Notice that all the colors typically have a smaller sheet and a larger sheet size. So really be thoughtful with thinking about what your project is and the amount of space you need so that we're creating the least amount of waste and using the size that seems appropriate. If we circle around back over here, there is a whole section of containers so that when you come into the space, you can use those to gather your materials, take them back to your classroom. And then when you're done, the idea is that because we're sharing the space together, we need to make sure when we come back, we put things back where they need to go. And if you need help with that, you can always ask someone for help with that as well. Here we have a ton of different materials, from oil pastels, which are going to be used with the project that we're doing together, organized by color. You'll notice we have colored pencils organized by color. We have colored pencils, but then oil pastels on the bottom. And as you can see, everything is labeled to help out. We've got our watercolor pencils, watercolors. There's refills if you need refills. Each of these different drawers you can see have some different things, from charcoal erasers and charcoal to ink pads and things for when you need that kind of thing. We've got different kinds of crayons. These are the tempera cakes, that you can use. And then over here we have a whole bunch of the printmaking, which is a really fun thing to explore if you haven't tried. We have the back, I'm not sure what the name is, but the backings that you can use for the kids to dig through, or you can also use kind of the foam, and it has all the materials for that. And we have clay available in a whole variety, from Sculpey down to kind of the kind that never hardens. If we circle back around over here, you'll notice that we have a wide variety of brushes that are available. There's an amazing chart right here that will help you understand what the different labels mean, because each of the jars are labeled with a description of the actual brush, and that's outlined here, as well as there's a whole variety in this container right here. So you can kind of see what you need and figure out what's the best for your project. Over here we also have additional supplies too, from glue sticks and masking tape and Sharpies that are available. Throughout the art space there's multiple paper cutters of various sizes for you to use. And then just to help you become inspired and come up with new projects, in this top drawer are mentor artwork that you might use to help kind of spark an idea. There's a wide range that might help you think of technique or think of an idea to do with your students. These are old projects from throughout the years that might help inspire a new project for you to try out. And then these are all teaching materials. These are all with technique that you can use to help if you're doing a project and you need some assistance with kind of showing students how to approach different projects. Through Christine's organization, she did notice that there were certain projects that were newer that were tied to certain grades. So you'll notice these are organized kindergarten all the way down to 6th grade. So this might be another great place to look if you're looking for an inspiration for a project that you want to go back to or forgot about or want to learn how to do. And then we circle right back around and we are back here with the paper. So this whole space is available to everyone. We highly encourage you to come and poke around and get to know the space. I know anyone in the Art Integration Committee would be more than happy to sit down and talk ideas with anyone, as well as I'm sure many people in the building. So we just encourage you to use the space and come explore.